Tonight's bold accusation, Jodi remembers everything. Tonight, 12 jurors here in studio, and you, our virtual jury at home, will decide if Jodi Arias is guilty of remembering everything. Now, she claims amnesia. She doesn't remember stabbing Travis, dragging his body, deleting the pictures, and getting rid of the weapons. Tonight, I'll prove to you, our virtual jury at home, and our in-studio jury, that Jodi remembers everything. I'll show you what she did, how long it took, and how she had a clear mind which remembered every detail of her cover-up. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, let's take a look at Jodi Arias. Let's take a look at Jodi's story versus Jodi's actions. Her story versus what she actually did. Her story includes a lot of what I call selective amnesia. She forgets everything, like Jane said, that's bad for her, but remembers what's good for her. But she did forget that she has amnesia. Take a listen.
Well, I mean, again, I think I have a really excellent memory. Just the issue.
Answer the question as stated.
Oh, it's hard because I don't think I have memory issues.
All right, then that's your answer.
She doesn't have memory issues. She has selective amnesia, which is just, you know what it is. Now, take a look at her actions, folks. Let's start first at the scene of the killing. Mike Brooks and I, 27 years law enforcement, 6 with the FBI, are going to go through everything that she did there. Take a look. All right, Mike, let's start with what she actually did here at the scene, and it begins with the pictures.
Right, we know that she was taking pictures of Travis in the shower. She pulled out a knife and stabbed him in the chest somehow, possibly with his back, but she was in a vulnerable position. He came over here, and he was coughing up blood, and as he was going down the hallway, she was stabbing him in the back. We know at least 9 times, slashing him in the head. He got here right outside his bedroom. She cut his throat from ear to ear, and then she drug him back all the way down here, Vinny. Drug him all the way back, and right about here, she turned him around and she shot him in the right temple, and then she took him and stuffed him in the shower. But then, what did she do? She grabbed everything, she came down here, grabbed everything up, and the pictures. She started deleting the pictures, and then she went into the bedroom, gathered up all the bedding, ran downstairs, and put everything into the washer.
So at the scene, she's got clarity of mind to clean up the scene, clean up Travis Alexander. What did she do afterwards on the phone? I want you to listen to her. I want Mike Brooks to listen to her. And tell me if you think this is someone who's in a fog, who doesn't have clarity of mind.
You can call her back if you want, but it's not necessary. My phone died, so I wasn't getting back to anybody. I drove 100 miles in the wrong direction, over 100 miles, thank you very much. So yeah, remember New Mexico? It was a lot like that, only you weren't here to prevent me from going into the 3 digits. I'll tell you all about that later. But Heather and I are going to see Othello on July 1st, and we would love for you to accompany us. But let me know, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.
That's her leaving a message for Travis Alexander. What do you hear in her voice, Mike?
I hear clarity. I don't hear she was in a fog at all. She was clear, lucid. She knew exactly what she was doing, Benny.
Covering up a crime. Now, finally, when she finally snaps out of it, she's at the Hoover Dam. Mike, why is that important?
Well, the Hoover Dam from Mesa, Arizona, from Mesa to the Hoover Dam is how far? 281 miles, 5 hours driving time. So she was in a fog all that time for 5 hours, Vinny? I'm not buying the story. It's BS.
There's a lot of that day that I don't remember. There are a lot of gaps. I don't remember the poses of the pictures. I have no memory of stabbing him.
Do you know where you got the knife from?
It was upstairs.
Okay. Are you assuming that, or do you remember that?
I'm assuming that.
Meg Strickler, tell the jury what happens to memory during extreme events.
This is easy, guys. If any of us have ever experienced a traumatic event, we all know we can't remember everything. Reasonable doubt number 1. Reasonable doubt number 2, do you remember even coming in this afternoon? Who is it you saw? Can you remember everything about every single day? They have overcharged, and the brain is built that way. Kirby, please explain that for us.
I have a diagram here of the hippocampus, and we've heard from Dr. Samuels. He'll testify that that's where memory is stored. The hippocampus is this green image right here. The body releases chemicals. Those chemicals affect the memory. So scientifically, medically speaking, this woman should not have remembered everything.
Generally speaking, they would be a very severe trauma, some severe incident. It could be a killing. It could be a bomb going off. It could be a number of different factors. Whatever it is, likely producing an acute stress disorder where the physiological changes that occur create a flow of chemicals to the hippocampus which blocks it from storing memory.
So, Kirby, what should the jury take from that?
What the jury should take from this is that when we are under extreme stress, you know how your body reacts. Some of us, our heart beats faster. Sometimes we lose our appetite because your body is releasing chemicals. In this case, it also releases chemicals that affect the brain. This woman could not remember everything, and that's a medical fact.
We have our own smoking gun tonight, Ryan. I know every night the prosecution gets one. It's called the DSM-4, and so you're in for a special treat. Pass it around. It is published by the American Psychiatric Institute. We have tabbed there is a legitimate psychological reason why you don't remember everything. Anybody who's ever been in a car accident will tell you. You might remember you got whaled really good by a big black Cadillac. You might not remember what that driver was wearing. Remember the accusation, guys. This is so important. Jodi remembers everything. They didn't say Jodi remembers everything about the killing. Jodi remembers everything about the stabbing. They said Jodi remembers everything. Narrow focus. The entire field of psychiatry is not a joke just because it happens to apply, in this case, to Jodi Arias.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, you've reached the verdict. Let's read them one by one. Juror number 1, not guilty. Juror number 2, guilty. Juror number 3, guilty. Juror number 4, not guilty. Juror number 5, guilty. Juror number 6, guilty. Juror number 7, guilty. Juror number 8, guilty. Juror number 9, not guilty. Juror number 10, not guilty. Juror number 11, guilty. Juror number 12, not guilty. 7-5, very, very close tonight. And juror number 10, why did you say not guilty?
Well, I think that she probably remembers a lot more than she's saying. I think it's almost impossible as a human not to dissociate at some point during such a heinous, traumatic event.
Okay, so the event matters to you. Juror number 7?
I don't think we should be that literal about it. I think she remembers the important things, and that's what I'm going to go with.